Hey tubes, Jonathan's wrong here, truth and budget. So I started the last video with an immediate gas bubble, so I decided to decide to make a new one. I need to shave. I look like a crazy person. Um, which I actually have to think about nowadays, because what's the point of making a video and trying to make a point if you look like a psychotic person? No one's gonna listen if you look crazy. But anyway, back to crazy. So I've been thinking about the veil, it coming down, all the weird stuff going on with people, all the ups and possession and sleep paralysis, spiritual attack. Everything's clicking up. But I'm thinking it kind of cuts both ways, because as much as this place is for us, it's not for the heavenly realms. So I think as the veil dropping is a double-edged sword for them. I think they're able to affect us more, but I think they're able to be affected more as well, because you're seeing more of those, the MK Ultra, where people just are talking and then they're just like that, and then they don't move. There's been a lot of that going on. Like I said, a lot of the as much as the possession has been up, the rebuking, I feel, has been up as well. If that makes sense. But I'm just thinking that God's in charge. He has a plan. Things are set a certain way. There are rules. And as much as I think the heavenly realms aren't for us, and this place is for us, it's not for them. So as they start to, that's probably why they're trying to, terraform and everything else that's going on, because they're having a hard time adjusting. It's not as great as they thought it would be, or who knows, because obviously it's different this time around. It's not like the old times when the veil would drop and then they would just do whatever. Jesus is here now. The Holy Spirit is here now. We have someone protecting us directly at all times. It's different now. So I think as the veil's dropping, I think the demons and such are starting to be like, oh crap, wait a minute, this is going both ways. I don't know. You ever just get a feeling, I don't know. Like I said, I'm good at, I don't know, just tactically it seems like they're almost protecting themselves, I don't know. I can't even really explain it in words. I see what they're doing and how they're reacting, and I feel like they're guarding themselves a little bit more now. I think as they're starting to step over, and the veil weakens, they're starting to realize it's bad for them. They're now able to be affected by us, by Jesus. Whereas before, across the veil they were not. Because of course, God, demons aren't going to run the joint here. Satan might run the show socially. Satan runs Earth socio-politically. He doesn't run the show like he's in charge of the Earth per se. He's in charge of the people in charge of the Earth. It's like Satan runs the show down here, but he's not in charge of hell. He's not really in charge of anything. He just sort of is in charge of the cult of Babylon, which runs everything. People need to realize that God's in charge at all times. There's no, as much as Satan is allowed to operate and do what he's doing, it's serving God's goals. He's not, God's not like, oh, I got to do something about this Satan. No, he knows exactly what's going on, and it's serving a purpose. I think it's getting rid of the chaff. We don't need the chaff. I've said before, as cold as it sounds, heaven's not going to be full of idiots and weak people who are, who suck. That's not heaven. Heaven's not going to be full of, crappy people, because it's not heaven, So I think if you're not strong enough to see, if you're not strong enough to pull away, if you're not strong enough for any of it, you're not strong enough for heaven. And like I said, I think as the others, as the old ones are starting to come across, they haven't run the show since Jesus has been around, and I think they're now having a hard time I think they're realizing that, you know, it's not what they thought it was going to be. It's not like it was the other times when they came down and they, you know, they made their appearance and ran the show for a little while. It's not the same now. There's a you know, the Son of Man is here. You know, the Holy Spirit is here. It's protecting all of us at all times. You know, God set a beautiful trap through the whole advent of Jesus Christ. Satan exposed himself, and Satan has a direct adversary. Whereas before he could just be like, oh, you know, God's just another god. I'm a god too. In fact, I'm the head god, and I'm going to say that while he's not around. But he can't do that anymore. The rules are different now, and I think, you know, as the veil weakens, it's becoming a little apparent that things within the spirit world are not working out how they thought it would. I'm seeing some panic within the dark heavenly realms. But then again, I don't know. As usual, I could be wrong, but I feel that obviously it would cut both ways, because otherwise they would just come over and rule here all the time. You know, there's got to be a reason. There's always reasons. You know, God doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't roll the dice. He doesn't. He knows. He is, and he knows. He knows everything at all times. You know, he doesn't. There's no surprises for him. He doesn't get surprises or mistakes. So everything's going along to plan. You know. I don't know. I definitely feel like they're, you know, terraforming or whatever to make it darker, to make it colder, to make it just shittier. Excuse my language. For them, you know, because they're like, wait a minute, this kind of sucks here, you know, because as they're coming over and they're starting to take form in humans and everything else, they're starting to, you know, it's not what they remember, I think, you know, and they feel uncomfortable and they don't know why. And the reason why they feel uncomfortable is the Holy Spirit. And it's only going to get worse for them. It's only going to get way worse for them. I mean, it's going to get worse for us, obviously, but, you know, once again, we win in the end. We just got to get there. But anyway, just a thought, you know, thoughts and comments. What do you think? You know, we all, you know, protective bubbles always work both ways, you know? There's never a one-way protective wall. It's always against, you know, it's always dual purpose. Anyway, love you guys so much. The sun's out. It's a nice day. Have a beautiful day, and God bless you.